how not to. There are a number of ways that people read the Bible. One is what I call the lucky dip. Do you know what I mean by that? It's amazing how many use the lucky dip method. Like a man Judas went out and hanged himself. So he quickly changed the Bible and he went, go and do thou likewise. That's no way to read the Bible. And then some people treat it like a dose of medicine. 12 verses a day keeps the devil away, you know. And so they duly read their little bit just to keep the devil away. Some people treat it like a horoscope. They're reading in the stars. They read it and hope that something in it will just fit their life today. Don't try and read the Bible like that. Sometimes it might work, but God didn't intend you to read the Bible like that. Just picking a text out that fits your situation. A young man came to me, he was a young businessman, and he said, David, I'm thinking of buying a shop. I think you would call it what, a store? Whatever. But we call it a shop. And he said, I want to buy a shop in the middle of Birmingham and turn it into a coffee bar for outreach to young people in Birmingham. And he said, I asked the Lord to give me guidance as to whether I should buy it. And he said, I found a text in my daily reading that said, I have much blessing in store for you. He said, do you think God has given me enough guidance to buy the store? I said, no. Unless he gives you more guidance than that, don't spend your money. But people just can find a word that speaks to them like that. Sometimes God uses that, to my amazement. I wouldn't, but he sometimes does. A friend of mine bought an aeroplane. £3,800 he paid for it, second-hand. And he was reading his Bible and he found this in the book of Revelation. I saw an angel flying in the midst of heaven to take the eternal gospel to the people of the world. And he believed that was a word from God. And so that aeroplane became the beginning, the first plane of a missionary air force that is now operating worldwide, called the Missionary Aviation Fellowship. And my first flight was in that plane. And I have to admit that God used that word, but it's about an angel, it's not about an aeroplane. But he took it as guidance, and God has honored that Air Force, and that was just after World War II. And the first crew of that plane is still alive, and I'm in touch with them even today. But it's not God's usual way of guidance. And if you try and find some word that will just fit your situation, you might, and you might not. Many people try and use Bible reading notes of some great preacher or something. Well, I'm afraid if you use Bible reading notes, I won't guarantee it, but I think you will read the notes more than the Bible. You'll read the passage for the day and then you'll study the notes. I want people to study the Bible. Not notes about the Bible, that's being spoon-fed by someone else. I want to encourage people to get into it for themselves and discover its treasures for themselves.
Thank you for watching.